Avenue of the Arts Hotel. Rate 6 things based on my stay at this hotel. I like to give you the real. Hey y'all, I am back from Costa Mesa, California. Back to real life, back to taking my kids to school, back to work. It don't stop, but I'm very happy that I was able to get that time away. Costa Mesa, California was a really good time. But y'all know I like to give you the real on hotel. One thing that a mom is gonna need when she's on a momcation is a great hotel. And so while I was in Costa Mesa, I got the opportunity to stay at the Avenue of the Arts Hotel, which is right in their very thriving and bustling art district. It's where they have Museum of the Art. It's where they have their Performing Arts Center, where their symphony performs. I mean, it was a really cool area. So I stayed there. The Avenue of the Arts Hotel is also a Marriott Bonvoy property. So I was able to give them my Marriott Bonvoy number so that my points can accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. Also, because I'm a Marriott Bonvoy member, my room was upgraded. I was in the deluxe king room, which came with king bed and a sofa bed, which I didn't even realize was a sofa bed until it was time for me to leave. And I actually really enjoyed it. Now, just a reminder, you all, when I went to Costa Mesa, it was not for my traditional solo trip. This was a trip that was hosted by the city, and I was invited to go so that I could see the city from the view of a mom who is going to a city, possibly for the first time. It needs to be somewhere that has activities, is safe, is walkable, has great food. Just makes her feel like she's away from it all so she can focus on herself. Costa Mesa gave what it needed to give. The people there were great, but it was a great city. It was a city that I actually honestly never considered to go to for my momcation, but it is now definitely on my list of places that you should visit. If you want to learn more about the actual city and all the things, make sure you check out the video of my Costa Mesa vlog. This one though is going to just tell you about the hotel. The Avenue of the Arts, I'm going to rate that hotel for your solo momcation on the following: safety, customer service, amenities, room comfortability, noise level, and walkability. So I rate 6 things based on my stay at this hotel. I hope it helps you as you're deciding where you want to go for your own getaway. If you're in the Southern California area, like, definitely consider this as a place to go for like a little weekend staycation. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is safety and security, which is, listen, most important. If you're traveling somewhere, especially by yourself, you got to make sure that you are safe and secure. The Avenue of the Arts Hotel in Costa Mesa, California, I'm giving you a 5 out of 5 for safety and security. When you pull up, there are like 2 doormen. And then once you go through the doors, there are at least 2 people at the front desk. Then when you go to the elevator, you have to use your key to guess a number. So nobody can just walk into the hotel and get up the elevator bank. And then you use the key again to get into your room. Every time I went down to the lobby, there were always at least 4 staff members in that lobby. So there was always eyes. I always felt safe. Didn't feel any seediness, didn't see any weirdness. The area was very walkable. I was walking at night. One time I went to the mall, walked back, it was like 8:30. It was dark. I felt safe. There were security guards kind of strategically placed throughout that arts district, which made me feel safe. So I'm going to give Avenue of the Arts definitely a 5 out of 5 when it comes to safety and security. Of course, you should do your own research. If there are certain things you need, if you want to find out if the hotel has armed security on property, call them and find out. Next up is customer service. So this is, how did the staff make me feel? Did they listen to me? Did they answer my questions? Did they go above and beyond to make me feel comfortable while I was there? When you're on a momcation, you want to feel like people want you there because you're already by yourself, right? So you're not with your people, you're not with your kids, you're not with your partner. You're talking to people that work there that are staff. They should make you feel good. And I will say that the Avenue of the Arts Hotel staff, everybody was really nice. They always answered the phone when I called. There were a couple times where I had questions. If they didn't know the answer, they would just say, hold on, and they would get back to me. There have been times where I've called the front desk and they said, hold on, and they never picked the phone back up, or they ended up hanging up. That never happened to me while I was at this hotel. They have a restaurant on property. The staff there was really sweet. From the bar backs to the bartenders, everybody was able to explain the items well. The food came out really quickly at their restaurant called Silver Trumpet. Avenue of the Arts also has a shuttle bus. That was really a great benefit to have. It left every 30 minutes. The drivers were all nice. They helped me with my luggage. Nobody was mean. Every time I came down into the lobby, there were people there smiling at me. There were people saying, hey, how are you? I left my key in my hotel room 4 times. And every time I went back, they were like, oh, sure, no problem. Here you go. Here you go. I never felt like I was a burden. I'm giving you guys a 5 out of 5 also on customer service. Next up for Avenue of the Arts Momcation Hotel review are Amenities. When you go on your Momcations, you want to be able to do all the things you want to do. So at the very least, a hotel should have a great restaurant on property. A hotel should have a solid gym on property. And I feel like for Momcation, a hotel should have a spa on property. That doesn't always happen. But Avenue of the Arts had a great restaurant, the Silver Trumpet. It had a bar that was tucked away. I love a bar that's tucked away. I like to know that I'm at the bar, but everybody at the restaurant isn't looking for me. So when you get to their restaurant, you walk into the big dining hall, which is, it's giving like, it's definitely tablecloth, fine china, very, very good food. I ate dinner there, lunch there, happy hour there, and breakfast there. All really, really good. All great customer service, but you kind of got to walk through to get to the bar. The bar is a separate vibe. It has outdoor seating. Drinks were great. Again, food was great. The hotel also has room service, which is provided by that restaurant. They also have a gym. The gym was pretty good. The gym was gymming. At least, I think, 3 treadmills. It had a spin bike. It had all the weights, a full weight rack. It had a sauna. Now, you don't find a sauna in a hotel too often, so I was really happy about that. The sauna, because this hotel didn't have a spa, but it had the sauna, and so that definitely helped me relax. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I can't give Avenue of the Arts a full 5 because they didn't have all the things, but I'm going to give you a 4 because I love the things that you did have. All right, room comfortability and noise levels. I'm going to do both of those kind of in one shot. I was on the second floor, room 209. It was a little farther down the hallway, but that's because it was a deluxe king room. I was upgraded. It was a bigger room. Very comfortable. I had a lot of space. The bed was so comfortable. I did not want to get out of the bed. It was so comfortable. It was soft. Pillows are great. I had a view of the pool, view of the lake, the view of the palm trees. Water, blue sky, and palm trees instantly makes me happy. Room was very comfortable. I had enough space to lay my things out. I had a nice desk for my computer. The hotel is older, so you can tell that they did some updates, right? They've upgraded it. They're newer finishes when you're in those common areas. But the bathroom was a little vintage. Made me think that maybe they just didn't upgrade the bathrooms. But the bathroom was comfortable. The shower was very comfortable. It was actually very enjoyable. The water pressure was great. The temperature was great. I like it hot. I don't really have any complaints about the actual shower or the bathroom. It just wasn't that pretty. Like, I wasn't shooting any content there. Avenue of the Arts, I'm going to give you a 4 out of 5 when it comes to room comfortability. I could have stayed in that room the full 3 days and not gone anywhere. That's how you know that it was comfortable. Big TV, big comfortable bed, room so I could shoot my content, spread around, dance if I wanted to. 4 out of 5 for comfortability. For noise levels, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I didn't have any issues. I didn't hear any noise. I had a patio sliding door, and I couldn't hear like noise from people's dogs or anything like that. So I don't have any complaints. I didn't hear any noise in the hallway. There was a one point where I heard a dog barking, but that was during the day and it was quick. So I'm not going to make that a ding against the hotel. So for noise level, I'm going to give Avenue of the Arts in Costa Mesa a 5 out of 5. All right, y'all. Lastly, on this review of the Avenue of the Arts Hotel in Costa Mesa, California, is Walkability. Walkability has a really special place in my heart, you guys. I go walking every day. In fact, I'm literally about to go walking after I finish this video. Being able to walk outside in nature is just such a beautiful gift. And I incorporate it in my everyday life, even when I'm on these solo trips. So even if you don't incorporate walking in your day-to-day, get a walk in, or get a couple walks in when you're on your solo momcation. Avenue of the Arts, the hotel, is in a very walkable area. My first morning there, I needed to go to CVS to get some hair products. I walked around the lake to the CVS, which was in a shopping mall that had food, nails, all the things. And then I walked right on back. It was very safe. You see a lot of people walking around the lake. Even outside of the immediate property, if you walk across the street, you are in their performing arts district. Not even 100 feet. I don't know my measurements, but I'm gonna say 100 feet. You have the Orange County Museum of Art, which is this beautiful free museum that you can go to. Right next door is the Segerstrom Performing Arts Center, which while I was there, Hamilton was performing, all right across the street from the hotel. And then there's some art sculptures a little farther. And if you walk just a little farther, maybe a half a mile, you have the South Coast Plaza which is the biggest shopping experience on the West Coast. I walked there and I walked back. Very walkable, and obviously when you're in the mall, you got a lot of walking you can do too. That mall, by the way, was tea. So you could take a 5-minute Uber and get to a bunch of different restaurants, get to like their different food halls. You can get to their like outdoor kind of vendor areas. 20 minutes away will take you to Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, that kind of beachy vibe. So Costa Mesa and the Avenue of the Arts Hotel is really central to a lot of great places. But if you're similar to me and you don't really venture off when you're doing these solo trips, if you stayed in your hotel, you have enough places that you can walk to comfortably and safely. There was also a Mastro's. Had I went to Mastro's for lunch, I would have walked and walked back. Sidebar, Mastro's is a really nice restaurant. We have one here in DC, so I go a lot. There's another Michelin star restaurant we went to on our first night called Vaca, V-A-C-A. So good. We absolutely walk there and walk back. The restaurant hotel, Silver Trumpet. A lot of people that are going to the Art Museum and the Performing Arts Center come to Silver Trumpet for like pre-play drinks or pre-concert meals. You'll be at the bar with a lot of people who are just kind of hanging out before they go to the show. This hotel is also really close to Deloitte, and I believe EY, Ernst & Young, isn't far either. So you're gonna see a lot of corporate travelers that are staying in this hotel. So overall, Walkability, you get a 5 out of 5. Very, very good place to stay if you like to get outside and you want to walk around. You don't want to Uber everywhere. You don't want to rent a car. Definitely 5 out of 5. All right, y'all. That's it. That's what I think of the Avenue of the Arts Hotel in Costa Mesa, California. Going to Costa Mesa was not on my bingo card this year. It was not somewhere that I imagined having a momcation. And I learned so much and I met so many great people. I am absolutely going to be back. I can't wait to connect with some of the city of Costa Mesa people that I got to meet and got to work with. I've rolled out a lot more of my Costa Mesa content on my Instagram page, so make sure you are following me there. If you haven't already subscribed to this page, which is giving you everything you need to know to have your first, your best, your everything momcation, because girl, you work hard, you need some time for you. Make sure you subscribe. Share this video with somebody that you know that lives in California that might want to do a staycation. Share it with somebody that's going to California and doesn't know where to stay. Costa Mesa is, I think, like an hour and 15 minutes from LA, but it really depends on traffic. We asked one of our tour guides like how long it takes, and they said on a good day, like during the pandemic, it took 40 minutes to get from Costa Mesa to Los Angeles, but sometimes it can take 2 hours. So it kind of just depends. It's also not too far from San Diego and Mexico, right? So if you wanted to like go to Costa Mesa for a momcation, you can drive down to the border, you can park your car, and then you just walk over. I learned that while I was on the trip. So it's a really good central place to kind of get a lot of different vibes. Of course, you got to make sure you have time for it. I was there for 4 nights, and we covered a lot of territory, but there's so many more things that I want to cover. When I do go back, I will probably most likely stay right back at the Avenue of the Arts. I enjoyed it. It was a great time. I didn't want to leave. I hope it helps you. Let me know in the comments where you are going for your next momcation and where you want me to go so I can go and tell you all about it. Okay, bye.